Hi, I'm John. Today I'm going to be giving a why you should read Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. Who is the target audience? What genres does this book inhabit? I would say that the target audience, let's start with the genres. The genres are epic fantasy, high fantasy, adventure fantasy, quest fantasy, and the hero's journey. This is overall a very classic story of you know what it's like. You've read a book like this before, of the Rhaeria Revelations style, of the Belgaria, the Malorian, of Shannara, that sort of thing. Even something a little bit like a Wheel of Time, but not really. This is a bit different. That said, this has a twist on it, namely the protagonist is someone who is neurodivergent. People have compared him to being someone who is autistic. I believe that is a correct estimation of what the protagonist is like. Second, this is a YA book, but definitely has adult crossover. If this sounds interesting to you and you're an adult, check it out. If you're YA, it's safe. There's no sexually explicit content, from what I remember. Dragons, lots of dragons. They're of the talky variety. Specifically, they're of the psychic link, a la Anne McCaffrey. You get dragon riders, that sort of thing. Let's see, it's not grim dark. There are a few dark moments, but overall the vibe is pretty hopeful. I read this a few weeks ago and it made me feel happy reading it. Like, a lot of books these days are really sad. This is let's say, fairly cheerful novel. The protagonist has a rough time of things. He suffers with being bullied a lot throughout the early part of the novel, but he eventually grows into himself and the overall tone of the book improves. There's a dark moment where he actually does get sent to a dungeon where he is tortured. It's all happens off screen. You never see anything, but that was a fairly dark moment. I enjoyed the protagonist. It's nice to have a heroic introvert or an aspie as a protagonist. You don't really see that very often. This guy is a super introvert, super aspergers. Yeah, really fun to read. I listened to the audiobook. I felt that the audiobook narrator did a good job. Similar books include Aragon, Rhaeria, Shannara. It has minor magic school making friend vibes a la Harry Potter, but that last one's not really a good comparison, just to give you an impression of what it's like. What emotions did this make me feel? Happy nostalgia. As I said, this reminded me of stuff like Shannara, which I read a lot when I was younger. Yeah, this is a classic hero's journey, orphan farm boy tale. I liked it. Go in expecting to read that and you won't be disappointed. Major positive aspects, characters ride dragons, there are lots of dragons. I enjoyed the protagonist Aram. It's nice having an introverted, extremely socially inept protagonist, doubly so for protagonists who are on the autistic spectrum. It was nice reading a protagonist who wasn't traditionally masculine. Yeah, that's it. See you later.